Welcome to another ABC Grab-and-Go on-demand webcast. In this webcast, we're going to cover the overview of switches and knobs on the dashboard. The following switch symbols are common on all Van Hool motor coaches. For further information on Van Hool switches, refer to your Operator's Manual, Chapter 3, under Operation. In this slide, we show you an example of your TX45 driver's guide for your switch layout. And here's an example of your CX45 driver's compartment switch layout. And here's an example of your TD925 or double deck switch layout. We'll go over some of our switches on the Van Hool coaches. Here for your engine switch symbols, the top one being your start, which is your engine push button start switch. Underneath that you have your cruise control on off switch and your cruise control resume, excel, and set coast switch. Underneath this you have your override protection switch. Your override protection switch should only be used in an emergency condition. Now let's go over some of our exterior lighting switch symbols. Your first one being your switch to turn on your exterior lights, which is a two-position switch. First turns on the marker clearance lights. The second position turns on your headlights. Next you have your switch for operating marker lights. Then you have your switch symbol to operate the cornering lamps. You also have your exterior flood lamps or sidewalk lighting. And underneath that you have your switch with the triangle, which is for your hazard or flasher switch. Let's go over some of our interior lighting switch symbols for our Van Hool coaches. The first one being your passenger compartment lighting switch. Then you have your night lighting passenger compartment switch. Underneath that you have your light for the above the driver's seat switch. Then you have your luggage bay lighting switch. Let's go over some of our climate control switches on the Van Hool coaches. Your first one with the snowflake symbol is your passenger compartment on-off AC switch. Underneath that, the switch with the thermometer symbol is your passenger compartment temperature control switch, so you can either raise or lower the temperature for the passenger compartment. Then you have your recirculation switch for the passenger compartment, which is a circle with arrows. Underneath that, with the fan symbol, you have the driver's compartment fan speed control switch. Continuing with your climate control switch symbols, you have your driver's compartment temperature set switch. Underneath that, you have your driver's compartment recirculate switch. And then you have your auxiliary heater for your S-Bar, ProHeat, or Webasto on and off switch. Now we're going to cover your windows and your mirror switches. The first one here is your on and off switch for your outside mirror heat. Underneath that you have your lower and raise sunshade driver's windshield switch. The next set of switch symbols will be for your suspension. The first one, with a picture of the bus with the two arrows, shows your raise or lower Van Hool coaches. Underneath that you have your kneeler switch. Then you have your rear raise, and then you have your tag axle unloader switch. The first switch on this page, showing with the battery symbol, is your master switch. Underneath that, with the red or orange protective cover, is your emergency cutoff switch. Then you have your ASR or automatic traction control switch. The round push button switch with the door symbol is to open or close the door. Then you have your retarder on and off switch for your Allison transmission only. And underneath that you have your switch to disconnect the retarder foot control for your Allison or ZF transmission. Next we have your switch with the wheelchair symbol. This switch enables your wheelchair controls. Then you have your switch with the bell on it. This disables your passenger emergency call button. The round switch with the lock on it is your luggage bay door locks for on and off. This is a push button switch. Your switch with the lightning bolt turns on and off your vanner, which controls your passenger 110 outlets. And if you have the switch with the LDW, this switches off your warning mode for your lane departure warning system. Here in this slide, you can click on the link below labeled Driver's Guide Link, and they will give you access to all your driver guides for your Van Hool coaches. And this concludes another ABC Grab-and-Go on-demand webcast. For questions regarding this webcast, please contact ABC's Technical Service Department at 877-427-7278. Listen for the prompts for coach technical support and select the appropriate option. Support is available at this number 24/7.